Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Since I got a very nice response on my previous video about the feature list of the Poco X3 NFC, so I decided that I'll show you the gaming performance of this phone because this phone has a Snapdragon 732G and it has some of the gaming optimization features as well. I'll even show you the processor, the specs of it in detail in this video. So here you can see I have the CPU Z application, and when I open it you can see that this phone has a Snapdragon 732G, even though it didn't mention it in this application. But since you can see that it is a Qualcomm Snapdragon and it is a 2.3 GHz processor, you can easily figure out that this one is a Snapdragon 732G. And these are the thermals. It's not that important, but you can see that it's around 40 degrees somewhere, like here it's showing 70. These are approximately, I think these aren't accurate, but you can see that this is the temperature before gaming. And you can see that here is the game boost feature, and I have these games installed. And it also has some gaming optimization features as well, like you can see when I open the settings, you can see here you can optimize it according to different games like touch response, sensitivity, and this is one of the most important option, like no one else offers this one, the touch resistant area. What this does is basically is that when you're gaming, and like for example in PUBG you have a lot of controls in it, like from all around in this area and even in this area, and when mostly when you're trying to game in on the phone, sometimes it picks up accidental touches. With this option you can at least make sure that at least none of the accidental touches takes place or doesn't hinder your gaming performance. So this feature is good as well. And even at the end I will show you the capability of this phone, because it has 6 GB RAM. You can see that that when I have two heavy games, most of the phones with less RAM, they mostly if I try to game on them two heavy games at the same time, like playing PUBG then going to Asphalt, mostly they will reset the game and I have to start from scratch. But on this phone, since it has 6 GB RAM and it is almost well optimized for gaming, you can even set here a lot of options like the performance mode, even memory exceptions, and all those features. You can decide whether you want it to stay running in the background or not. So I'll now start the game. First I'll clear out its RAM. Now I'll start PUBG and then I'll go on to Asphalt. I'll play a little bit of game and then I'll switch to Asphalt and try to show you the gaming performance, like whether it can hold the game in its memory or not. Now I'll start PUBG. You can see this gaming boost feature is being boosted successfully, and now you can see like it's pretty fast compared to other phones which I have used before this one. It usually takes a little bit of time for it to load, but look, but it's taking only a few seconds. Usually it takes around, for some other phones it takes a minute, but for this phone it's taking only a few seconds. Now no other phone that I have owned till this point had reached the home screen of PUBG, the lobby of the PUBG, this quickly, but this is the first phone that does it. Even though this game is not optimized for the 120Hz display, you can see that it doesn't go to 120Hz or doesn't even provide you an option, or even if I try this it will not allow. So what I've seen is it's better that you stay at smooth and you keep the FPS at ultra. And if you check here, like this is where you can see the FPS, like right now it's going to 40 FPS. Usually if a game is well optimized, it will go to the full 120Hz and stay there if it's well optimized and it is made for using the 120Hz. Right now it's going up to 50. Now I'll start the game and you can see that how well optimized it's not that optimized, but at least you will not ever feel like it's not optimized that much. But it isn't, but it will run best on the 120Hz display refresh rate. You can see, never have I ever seen this quickly this game load. The only waiting time here is just because of the matchmaking, or maybe because because of the net issue. Like sometimes your internet is not that good, that's why it's taking a little bit more time, but it's nothing with cause of the device. Like you can see here, like the smoothness and everything, and even here like it's going down to 30, but 30 is even playable. I'll play just a few minutes of game, so you can just see the response time of this. look at like this is the default setting for PUBG. There's nothing like you can like some other options I have enabled. This is by default on PUBG. The only things I have changed is the FPS and the quality. That's it. So I can get the best frames per second. Like you can see, as soon as I try to move, no, there is no lag, there's no delay in it. I'll just switch off the speakers to stop distortion, but you can see usually most phones even have stuttering in loading this area of the game. I'll try to get some kills in this game, but let's just see. Let's hope at least I get one kill. I'll just try. Like even right now, in between, if you go and try to check it, at least it's maintaining above 30 FPS. If it was well optimized, it might have gotten up to 60 or try to even get to 120 Hz. But since it's not, we can't do much about it. Even like if you play this game, it feels like, at least compared to other phones that I've used, that this is 120 Hz, but you'll be surprised to see that it's not. That's why this phone is best for gaming, and it's well optimized for gaming. I'll try to get one kill. Here I go. Yeah, you can, normally when something like this, like sudden quick fast I have to do, it mostly takes time, just because the game or the phone that I use, it's heating up or it's getting warm. But since this phone is also has a pretty good cooling system in it, so it's not that much of a problem. You can have long sessions. And since, like I told you before, that this phone's battery has a very good backup, this will run games very good. Like yeah, maybe it might heat up a little bit here and there, depends on the weather environment and everything, but it will try to keep it cool. Like here I go. Look at this. Look, now I got another kill. You can see. Look at this. Just because this game is running smoothly on this phone, just because of that I am getting a lot of kills. Normally I don't get this much kills at this time. Normally mother phones would stutter or have it difficult to load up, but you can see that this phone is handling this game with ease, and it's not even showing a little bit of stuttering. I'll try to get more kills. If I die, I die. If you guys know any game that can run at 120 Hz, I'll try it to see that if it can run at 120 Hz on this phone, and I'll also try to check the performance of that game on this phone, since this phone has 120 Hz and the processor supports it as well. You can feel a little bit of warmth of this phone on your hand, but it's not that much that you might be worried about it. Like some phones at this point trying to run PUBG, for a few minutes they warm up so much that they have to quit the game or the phone shut down. There are some phones that do it, but this phone does not, because this phone has the 732G and it can run very well. Right now I'll try to get another kill. Here you go. Mostly like when I press the button, sometimes, mostly it's because of the internet that the ping is high or something like that. Because of that I face issues, but at least at the bare minimum this phone runs it very well. And even if you compare to the flagships run it very well, but because of the price, you kind of expect it from those phones. But when they do not perform well, that's when you kind of feel like you're not getting the full potential or the full value for money. Like I mentioned in my previous video, you can check out that as well. Now I'll try to, here you can see this game gets quite intense at the end. If I get the chicken dinner, then I get it. Because mostly when I'm recording, that's when I'm unable to get any kind of kills or even an MVP. But let's see if this phone performance is well enough that it can help me. Now you can see that at this point most of the phones, once they load up the level, then it's fine. There's no much issue in that. I just quickly load it up. Here I go. Like you can see it here. Even if I go into the like it's 35 FPS, this is even good enough. In this phone, like when even this game, I don't know what they have done or how they have done it, but at least most reviews say that when a game is not well optimized for a 120Hz display, you will notice it that it's not. At least for my experience, I haven't noticed that till now. It just feels like as though I am playing at 120Hz. Maybe some people might be able to notice, but I am unable to notice it with my eye. Even in this game, sometimes some phones, not all, but when like there's too much happening on the screen, like nitros, drifting, knockdowns, anything, some phones really are hit hard with this game. This game mostly causes issue because like it has a lot of things going on the screen, and the phone, if the phone or the processor is unable to keep it with this phone, then with this game, then it's really hard for the phone to keep up. And you might notice a lot of stutters after that. Like this phone, not even a single frame, not a single hang, nothing. Now I have played this level for around, I don't know, a minute or two. Now I'll just go back here and start Pubg. I died because I was outside the zone, but at least you can see that it stayed there. It did not automatically restart or reset the game. So you can see that this phone, even though both games, they are very RAM intensive, graphics intensive, but this phone did not keep any of them. Like most phones kick them out, but this one did not. So this is a very good phone. You can see that by yourself in this video itself. And if I go back to the thermals, it was around 40, now it's around 50, mostly around 50. So this much of an increase is not that much. And even I can tell you by holding it in my hand that some phones get hot to the point that you are literally about to throw them just because of how hot they are. Throw them in the sense like throw it on the table just because you are unable to hold it. But with this phone, since its cooling is very good and everything, that's why you can use it for longer hours. And even the battery backup, I started this phone using gaming on this phone at around 65%, at around 72%. Now it's at 65, so I lost around 7%. So this is not that much of a big loss in battery. Even for the battery, you can see the thermals is 40, it's just increased about 2-3 degrees. So this phone is very good for gaming. And later on, I might upload, after seeing the response on this video, I might upload a the camera performance, like the different camera modes and everything. If you guys are interested in that, let me know and I'll post it. That's all for this video. Thank you. Allah Hafiz.